Vanakkam. This is Hyder Ali Sayyed from Asivagam, United Under Tamil Shiva.
Every pastor is black. I am a black Muslim. They are essentially saying nigger with the ER at the end.
And people call him sheikh, they call him ustad, all these things. And some people, they haven't seen anyone better than him, or they haven't gotten the opportunity to listen to someone other than Nu'man Ali Khan. And so they think he's like, the allama, the scholar, the imam. The problem is, some people are, in the very beginning of their journey in knowledge, right? How should I say this? Hanifites, they're only following that person. They're only following that person instead of following Salaf, or Imam Hanif said this and that. No, it's about what the Salaf said, how the Salaf interpreted it, subhanallah. And so
he's literally throwing black race card in the room. He's calling right now. He called all of us from Triple K. I mean, this is stupidity, bro. He's literally using black card at this point in his room, bro.
The thing is, brother Hanif, for example, I live in Berlin, right? But I can't tell you where exactly in Berlin I live because, there's people in the part of Berlin where I live. There's a far right party which got elected into parliament, and 80% of the people who are here elected, right? So if I do dawah, for example, in the German circle, and people know where I live, or people have detailed information of me, the greatest thing probably that I did in my life was, dedicate, time and effort into learning Islam and doing dawah, and not all the other things that I did before, and I was expecting, for example, my father, the person who orders me around, also a very proud African man, to be very, very happy that I'm now engaged in doing dawah, but his response was, you need to stop putting your face out there because people are getting stabbed. And he sent me videos of people getting stabbed in the UK. He sent me videos of people getting chased in France. So sometimes I feel like, and this is what I'm saying, I just feel like this went into a route that it didn't have to go through. And when you say I'm Sheikh Samir's collateral damage, I don't think that's necessary, because I think he really brings a lot of benefit into the rooms. And I know it is in the heat of the moment that things were said, but I do feel that we need to establish justice wherever justice is established, and I'll be happy to say, I wasn't in that room, and I disagreed with that room. I'm fully on Sheikh Samir's side. I think when he went in there and said take the room down, I agree with that sentiment. That's what I stand for, and I just want that everybody who, in some way, shape, or form, was involved in this gets a fair representation. And Allah.
Yeah, now when I say Sheikh Samir is collateral damage, I mean is that he's free from all of this. He's an innocent bystander. He's free from all of this. He was tied into this going into the room, but this is the last room that we're going to be doing about this, because I'm getting ready to go into the business week of 2022, and we're going to. The first room that we did was the 22 benefits of seeking forgiveness. And we have one of the individuals who's in the room right now who started that room up. Again, they can't stop coming in here. And so all of y'all, and he's under followed by the speaker, and I know he doesn't follow Abdul Aziz, but he follows you, Ibn Idris. So let me explain to you about integrity, about why this stuff is so important, right? This stuff is so important because the men that I'm around, we check each other. So if one of my brothers was in here, and I know that he created a room about Sheikh Abbas, I'm just using Sheikh Abbas as an example, and I follow him, he's got to be checked. Like, what you talking about him for? See, that's why I always say, you keep hearing me say, I don't know what type of men is around. I don't know what type of men raised you. I don't, not you as in Ibn Idris, but I don't, because men are the one who make the rules and the laws. But the thing about it is that you also can break them too. And guess what? If you're going to make the laws, you're going to be following them too. As the Prophet ﷺ, there was not any bad debt that he told us to do that he didn't do his own self. It's individuals, there has to be a check within your circle. And if there was actually people checking within your circle, that's why you will never ever see me making a room with somebody's name in it, because the men who I'm around will not. They'll say, "What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?" These people have rights over us. To the men who I'm around, it's integrity. It's like 10 of them that I'm around. We got a group chat together. We don't never talk about other men. As the brother came on stage to say, yeah, because we've been having a conversation with you for 2 days. Hold on a second. A big hairy man you've been having a conversation about for 2 days? What are you talking about? Do you understand what goes through my mind when I listen to that? Do you think that I'm going to sit and have a conversation with a man that I don't even know for 48 hours? This is obsession. Or people have so much free time on their hands, they don't have a life. This isn't, and so when I say the men around y'all, so it's 8 of y'all talking in a room. Don't nobody say, hey, yo, you know what, it's kind of weird talking about these people. Like, nobody ever says that. Like, nobody ever says, hey, yo, this ain't...
Yes, Sheikh Samir does, and it's just, that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to say, and this is the thing, if it is an obsession and if they are wrong, I don't think you should give in to that, brother. I don't think, because if these things then happen, if Sheikh Samir then becomes collateral damage, the one person, who went in there, and I'm going to be honest with you, Hanif, like in the last room, I didn't speak up, but you basically said he was in there saying that you're a mushrik. But he was saying, tear down the room. And I just don't think that it's healthy, and I don't think it's healthy on either side.
So it's no either side. So here, so
no, there is, because
it's not.
Respectfully, if I just may elaborate for like 1 second, the either side, my side is just Sheikh Samir collateral damage shouldn't have happened because he was in there calling against the room. That's what I think is this side. The other side is entirely legitimate. Not arguing against it. So that's all I'm saying.
I mentioned to you, if Sheikh Samir was doing that, then we seek forgiveness of Allah and we apologize to him. This is what I don't want to do. This is not about Sheikh Samir. And you saying that an individual given in, do you understand how many times my name has been mentioned in other rooms? Do you know how many times I ignore this stuff? I'm mentioning this because it was the end of the year. I mentioned this because we're at the top of the year. I mentioned this because I want unity. That's why I'm mentioning this. This is not me giving into anything. This stuff really does. Remember, I don't know that the room exists if 16 DMs do not come on my Instagram. And my staff is telling me, look, we kind of like a little bit annoyed by, can you take a look at this? And okay, let me go to my request. Because these DMs are coming not even to my regular DMs. They're coming to a different part of the message system. And I open it up, and they say, oh, they're having a room where they're calling you a mushrik or whatever. And I say, all right, this is, may Allah Azza wa Jal forgive them. And the only reason why I was mentioned today, because somebody came and they mentioned it. So this is not an individual giving in. How long ago did this happen? 4 or 5 days ago? I'm very measured in what I'm saying. And this is why I keep saying to you all, and not listening to the baritone of my voice, I'm very seasoned at this. Bullies are used to dealing with people who can't fight. So what happens with these people, and the individual that probably made the room is either in here or he's somewhere floating around this app. Inside of their mind, they can't say, what can we do to stop him? Because the script that we have been given have worked against everybody else but him. And so what happens is that instead of them being humble, they become more increased in their extremity. So they'll take a picture of my sister who doesn't wear a hijab. They'll put her up. They'll talk about my clothes that I'm wearing. They'll go into all of this other stuff. But I thought this was about being the Salaf. The individual is upon that much misguidance. Why don't you just block them? Because obsession keeps an individual. Obsession is it's confused admiration. Like, I kind of like admire him. That's what this is about. Yes, and you are right about one thing. I don't know about the admiration part about me, because I don't need you to admire me. All of those clothes that I wear on social media? You know who picks them out? My 14-year-old who's in the next room. You know what we do with those clothes? We give them away. So these people, you don't even know what you're even looking at. You think you're looking at just selfish drip. But that's not that. My daughters pick this stuff out for me. But I don't have to explain my good deeds to an individual. Because they're not going to, they're going to see the bad in it anyway. Because they're unable to see the good. And so now what the replay does to them, it hurts them. Because now they can't take little excerpts of what he said. An individual can look at the whole lecture his own self. And so these kind of issues need to be ironed out. But the olive branch is being extended. We want unity. These people have transgressed. They have been transgressing for 20 or 30 years. This is the younger generation of the Neo-Salafi movement, who I believe have benefit to give to the Ummah. I don't believe that they're going to hell. We're not pronouncing takfir on them. This is what they do to the Muslims. We're not going to make a room of them, calling them mushriks. We don't do stuff like that. That's not what the Salaf Salih do. So who is closer to the Salaf? Who is closer to the Salaf? Did Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr, Uthman, and Ali ever call a known believing Muslim a mushrik? The answer to the question is a resounding no. So we have a responsibility. I don't know if these people have kids. You hear my 3-year-old in the background. She hears everything because she needs to understand how to deal with these type of people. I don't hide nothing from my kids. What's hidden from me? And so this is a master class on how to deal with these people. They're going to continue to terrorize. They're going to continue to misrepresent that text. And Sheikh Samir, he is free from this. Sheikh Samir is free from this. And what we do, we will extend our invitation to him. We'll love to have a conversation with him just to make sure that his heart is right in the right place. And may Allah Azza wa Jalla bless his da'wah. But to my Neo-Salafi brothers, because I do have to hop off here, it's at the top of the hour. I have to take care of something with my family. The Neo-Salafi brothers, I want you, this is the app that you will not be able to do what you have done on Twitter, what you've done on Facebook, and what you've done on Instagram. You won't be able to do it. It's just me and it's 18 of y'all. You won't be able to come on this app and destroy the people. If you want to benefit, the very first one that we gave in 2021 was the 22 benefits of seeking forgiveness. Tread lightly on this app. I am going to stand up for the Muslims, and you're going to have it's going to be a cold day in hell dealing with this black man. You won't win. I'm telling you, you won't. You're just going to keep making your rums about slander. It's going to pile up your deeds, pile up on your deeds. You have never reached out to me. The best way to reach out to me is you send me an Instagram message. You wait for someone to respond to you. And if it gets to me and I feel like I have time to respond to it, normally I am going to respond to it. So if any of the Neo-Salafis want to reach out to me, don't do it in I have 104 back channels right now. You reach out to me on Instagram. So I would like to have a conversation with you, and you can bring your brothers together, and we can have a conversation. But you have to identify who I'm speaking to. My name is Abdullah. I live in the UK, and all of this about an individual being stabbed. I live in the most dangerous place in the world.
Just to you for your strength, but let's not belittle those who are weak.
No. I'm not being a vigilante. I told you that I'm in Compton, California. 716 homicides in the year of 2021. It's unprecedented violence. I am well known for security purposes. My whole life is about security. An entire security for my family. It's about being anonymous and causing fitna and hiding behind the fact that you are anonymous. And I mentioned how Sheikh Abu Khaloon is anonymous, Sheikh Ahmed is anonymous, Sheikh Ali is anonymous, Sheikh Abbas is anonymous. The fact that they are obscure, it has honor and dignity to it. So it's not about an individual putting their whole life online and their address. It's not about that. You know exactly what this is about. It's certain characteristics and a certain profile rather that these people have.
I just don't want people to get it wrong, because Sheikh Sabbath doesn't have his picture up. He is in my country, right?
They are not going to get it. It's impossible for them to get it wrong, because this is what I don't understand. I just mentioned about Sheikh Hassan, I just mentioned about Sheikh Abbas, I just mentioned about Sheikh Ali, all who are anonymous. How can somebody take that and get it wrong? See, the people in Muslim but Human, they're not going to look at it as if they understand it. Because they know these people, like Sheikh Abu Khaloon, Sheikh Ali, Sheikh Abu Nafi, they know them. They don't get confused like that. It's very simple to them.
Alhamdulillah.
And so we have a responsibility. Let's see, as we close out, let's see if the Neo-Salafis do what they always have done. And they make a room, and they talk about the Muslims, and they talk about how we're misguided, and they talk about how they're upon the haqq. After all of this, yet they cannot produce anyone who can follow any type of rules. Let's see what they do to your argument or to your statement that you made, Ibn Idris. They even was advised by one of their scholars. Let's see what they do after this room is. Let's see what they do after this room closes.
If you do, you want to know? Should I tell you?
You don't have to tell me anything. It's a rhetorical question.
Let me tell you. Perhaps we will because you said unity, and perhaps this is a good note to end on. And inshallah, may Allah guide us all and get us to the point where Brother Abdul Aziz, because I've seen many people who convert, they come on Clubhouse, they're like, what the hell is going on? You've got people on this side, you've got people on that side, you got people screaming here, names.
We don't see that. We don't see that in Muslim but human. We don't see.
Not in Muslim but human. But there's a hallway. It's an evil hallway.
Excuse me. Ain't talking in the hallway. We're talking to Muslim but human. You mentioned before a true statistic that was guided by Allah. Every single month of 2021, Walillah ilham, a shahada came to Muslim but human. That's not people are finding Islam.
MashaAllah.
And so for that, so we need to, we again, the conflation of everything, put everything together. We got to be able to put things in categories. And we need to be clear in what we're saying. So people are coming here for benefit. People are coming here because they feel accepted for the first time. People will be coming here because they are getting the Quran and Sunnah, not in this harsh type of way. Sahih? So you, Ibn Idris, are one of the... I actually was looking for you the last time me and you was on stage. I can't remember when it was. But I thought you was right. I thought you was strong. I thought you was patient. And I have a general respect for you. A young man, he's standing on his own 10. He's not being extreme. He's trying to give good knowledge. He's being patient with me. I actually thought about you. And I'm not saying this, I don't need to say this to flatter you. Allah is a witness to this. So what what Brother Abdul Aziz mentioned is correct. We do want to get to the unity. We do want to get to having, because the hallway is not going to be divided. I'm not going to allow, and I want you to understand, this is the asl of what I'm saying. I'm not going to let this app be divided by a small group of extreme people who speak Arabic, who study with the sky. I'm not going to happen. I got all day on all the energy possible because I got to make sure that I'm protecting that person. Back to Salat. That person who is trying to find a way. We had Brother Omar come on here. He said, Hanif, I swear by Allah Azza wa Jal that this is the only place where I feel like it's a masjid for me. This Muslim but human. This is who I am speaking for. It's not about Hanif, even though my name is in the title. My name is in the title, but I see Muslims in replace of my name. Because my name has been in titles many times. You are talking on the most influential platform with all of the co-founders, with Hafsa, with Ayat, with Jasmine, with Ruqayya, with Darius, with Zainuddin, Zohi, who spent time on this app last year away from their families. That Ramadan schedule, I did not put that together. They put that together. So they didn't ask for a single solitary penny. They don't get a salary for this. If people was on this app, so it's for those people who built it up. And we got people who are coming on anonymously now are trying to unravel all of that. And of course Allah Azza wa Jalla has built it, but still. And the people who was on this app in those early stages know how much time they spent on there. Hafsa, Mekki, Zohi, Ayat, Darius, and all the co-founders. I'm just the biggest mouth. Y'all was here doing those Ramadan rooms. I did not plan that. They planned that their own self. And so, even though they are free from my mistakes that I make, anything good we give to Allah Azza wa Jal, and I always include them in the good. Anything bad, they are free from this. Distance themselves from this. But they are on, those administrators that you see, those are all of the co-founders on here. And most of them, mashallah, are independent women who are able to create their own platforms. But they took time to do this. And they invited all of these people. I mentioned Ibn Idris, hit me up. I appreciate you. Abdul Aziz, I'll wait for you.
Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah Azza wa Jal bless you all. Thank you very much. This is the last we're going to be addressing this. I gave my advice to the Neo-Salafis. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Instagram, and we can go from there. I believe that we're going to have an incredible 2022. I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bless you. We are 90 days from Ramadan. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect you. May Allah Azza wa Jal elevate you. And I think that we're getting better. We have to have these conversations. And these conversations are necessary to our development, and they're necessary to us progressing forward. We are not going to be. Twitter is one of the most scariest places for me, because the neo-Salafis destroy Twitter, and they are absolute bullies. And so now we have a platform, we have a voice, and we can tell them, no, that's not the correct way that ayat is being used. That's not the correct. But Sheikh, I've been using it like that for 20 years. Yes, I know you have, because a bully beats a bunch of people up until they meet its match. Every dog has his day, as my father would say. And say, wait a minute, this person hits back. Yes, we do hit back because you are a bully and you're not used to people hitting back. And so we're not allowing this anymore. The misguidance, the takfir, we're not letting you do that anymore. That non-hijabi lady that triggers you, she can raise her hand and come on the stage and talk for 3 hours if she wants to. I don't care how you feel about it. That brother who has tattoos, he's right next to me in Salat. That sister that has a boyfriend, that has a girlfriend, that brother who's going to the parties, they are welcome here so we can help rectify their affairs. And the advice to you is to leave us alone. Go on about your business. I have controlled myself most of this conversation of keeping my tone very, very low. Because people say, oh yeah, the black man's always howling and screaming. If you look at our 22 benefits of seeking forgiveness, I was speaking at a low tone. I am mindful of this. Even my kids saying, oh, my daughter said I was screaming the other day, and I didn't like that. So we're trying to watch my tonality. I'm doing content review. I think we're getting better each and every time. I am going to raise my voice because Allah just didn't create me of having a whispering voice. I wasn't created like that. I come from the northeast, So just have mercy on us. And I appreciate each and every one of you. We've been on here for some hours. We extended our olive branch to the neo-Salafis. We ask Allah to forgive you. We ask Allah to bless you. We do not think that you are amongst the people who are going to go to hell. We don't make rums about you. We extended our olive branch to you. You was not able to follow instructions. This is something that is, we all don't understand this. We all witnessed it. You said you had points of contention that you have with me. If you notice, I never said that, how can you possibly bring me up to fault? I'm perfect. I never said that. I said that here's the rules that you're going to follow. And they're unable to do it because bullies typically do not follow rules. I remember this bully in school. He used to walk in every classroom and just smack people. The rule is that you had to knock on if that's not your third period class. He didn't care about that. Until one day he smacked somebody and he missed. Actually it was a girl. The girl actually beat him up. That's the humiliation in this. So we found out that a girl, she was on the basketball team. She actually beat him up. And he never ever was able to do anything after that. And from that point forward, he was just miskeen after that. And this is what happens in these situations. They don't want to follow the rules. And so this is what I wanted to mention. So we'll return back. 22 benefits of seeking forgiveness is in the replay. And we go from there, inshallah. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. Go tell Rouhani that we're getting ready to leave, okay? Go tell her. Go ahead. Go put on your shoes. Do you want to say taslim to everybody? Yeah, قُلْ السلام عليكم. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. So, inshallah, we'll drop off from here. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ رَبَّنَا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. I want to thank Sheikh Hassan, Sheikh Ali, Sheikh Ahmed, I believe Sheikh Abu Nafi did a cameo in the room, and Sheikh Abu Farid, mashallah, Sheikh Samir, who I think was in here as well too, for being here and listening. I'm trying my best with my tone and how my octaves go up and down. I am mindful of this. So you will see us improving with this, inshallah. To my neo-Salafi brothers, I will call you Salafis now. I'll take the neo off. I ask Allah to bless you and your dawah, to forgive you of your sins, to elevate you in Jannatul Firdaus with the Prophet ﷺ, and for your affairs to be rectified, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Satyugam prolonging due to 4 beastly regime disguised as Muslim world. Satyugam possible only through straight path of first Siddha Tamil Shiva. Nandri Vanakkam.